It's a doubleheader. I'm pulling a doubleheader today. This is Every Inch Counts. I'm your host, Josh Bogs like Boger, and today, same day, different week, time travel. I have my boy. He is finally in town, standing at a solid 6 feet 6 inches, but I think it's more like 8 feet. He is a member of the National Guard, and he's still working on getting his college degree, getting them smarts on, and soon to be married, Sam Smolinski.
How's it going?
What's up, man?
Oh, nothing.
You know, we're just kicking it. Finally got you on. I've been wanting you on since I started this podcast. So
Yeah.
and I just had to wait for you to come in town. What you want to do? Boom.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it sounds a little better.
Yeah.
These ones you got to get up close.
Okay.
Yeah. So how you doing, man?
I'm good.
You ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I've never been on.
We were just bullshitting over there, like
Yeah.
we're having some fun. Let's get right into it, dude.
All right.
How was growing up, man? You grew up around here? You don't live out here no more?
No, not anymore. Growing up here was all right. I mean, it wasn't like the easiest life. It was definitely a lot easier than some people. But yeah, I grew up 10 minutes away from here. And then kind of just grew up, went to high school, decided like initially school wasn't for me. So I graduated early. And then I was just like, don't know what I want to do. Joined the National Guard. And I was like, free college might be a thing. And then after that, I took like a semester. So I was like the springtime of 2020. Then COVID happened. And I was kind of like, my grade point average was like a 1.7.
Damn. Damn.
Had like 4 missing assignments in each class. Just try to pass. And I was just like, it's whatever. I didn't really care. But yeah, I took like a year or two off. Did a few jobs through the National Guard. Still in the National Guard. And now, yeah, back to school full time down in Bloomington, trying to get my degree.
What are you getting it in?
It's in fitness and wellness.
All right. What do you want to be, like a trainer?
Yeah. So the goal is to be like a personal trainer, but like a lot of people try to like dive in too soon and think, oh yeah, I could go to the private sector, make so much money. My plan is to be like part-time first, just have a few clients, and then eventually just to like progress and then make that my full-time, whatever was my full-time, try to make it part-time until I'm full-time.
And what do you plan on like doing? Like is it more like fitness, or are you like doing physical? Want to do physical therapy, or?
Yeah, so I've thought about physical therapy, but it's like 3 more years worth of school.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that.
Personal training, I kind of like just because of like having the clients that like know you and actually like, I guess just like hire you to like work with them.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so they already like you to a certain extent. And I've heard a few stories about like physical therapists that people are like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't like this guy. Or I just want to switch or just get it over with already. So
I got lucky. I threw out my back in college, so I had to do some physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Got lucky. He was my physical therapist is a really cool dude.
Yeah.
He helped me out because for some reason they thought I tore my tricep on my opposite throwing arm playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
They legit like gave me an MRI and said, yeah, it's torn, but that don't hurt.
Yeah.
Like it never hurt. So he's like, he's scraping me.
Yeah. No, it is definitely weird, especially because like baseball injuries are definitely like very rare. Like you hear a lot of like tennis elbow and stuff and like Tommy John surgery.
Oh yeah, that's common.
Yeah. Yeah, very like one of the most common things that does happen. But like a lot of the times you see it with people that are like 11 years old trying to throw a curveball and they do it wrong.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
Growing up, I don't know how old I was. I might have been 12 or maybe even 11 when we started throwing off speed like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some curves, some sliders.
Mm-hmm.
I never really had any arm problems playing ball.
Yeah.
That's one thing I never really. I kind of almost had I had a slow recovery time after, if, say, like I pitched a complete game.
Yeah.
I couldn't throw a ball the next day.
Oh, no.
Or like, I mean, I played the outfield when I wasn't pitching, but it was basically I'm just throwing it in from the outfield. It's not like if I went to go pitch, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So you played baseball for like the majority of your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played from when I was 4 until I was 19.
Yeah. I was about the same. Started around like 5 or 6, and then I just kind of did it through high school. I didn't play like in the for like the high school team.
You just played like summer ball?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was so much more fun.
Oh, summer ball was a blast.
Less rules and
I have so many good stories with my old summer ball team from high school. These guys were clowns. I love them.
yeah.
Oh, it was talk about a trip.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, even though a lot of people come in from high school, there's not that many politics in like rec league, and it's just like so much easier to play because it's just like you hear like all the dads, and, like all the parents like chirping at the high school
Like
level, and I'm just like, already?
We almost got into a brawl like 5 or 6 times in the matter of 2 years.
Yeah.
Like we were ruthless, man. We group baseball team group chats.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a different type of breed for sure.
No, dude, it's if you're not ready,
Oh yeah, no.
you're done.
Yeah.
Like you're either getting cooked or you're seeing something you don't want to see.
Yeah, because they're just like out in the open with everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Like I was a little bit like that, but I wasn't like full in. But it seems like baseball players, and this is coming from experience.
Yeah.
We're a little weird.
Yeah. I'd say
We're some odd individuals.
I'd say so. I mean, we definitely have kind of like a twang to us almost.
Yeah, there's a stigma.
Yeah, there always is. It's either like you've been using the same bat for 8 years, or you have 8 new bats every single year. There's not really an in between.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what I liked about it. Rec league too. You kind of just got just about everybody.
Yeah. Did you play any other sports or just baseball?
I played football for about, I don't even know, from 5th grade to like sophomore year of high school, and then I just played rec basketball because I didn't grow like throughout like growing up.
Were you a short kid?
I was.
No fucking
I was
way.
a short fat kid, believe it or not.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude. I graduated 8th grade. I was like 5'8", 210, 215.
Dude, that's my height.
Yeah, I started when I was playing football. My initial position was like left guard. Yeah, and then sophomore year hit, and then I hit like this crazy growth spurt between sophomore year and freshman year, and I grew from like 5'10" to like 6'3".
Then you're like receiver.
Yeah, tight end, defensive end. Oh yeah,
we gotta move him, Bobby.
Yeah, dude, it was especially during that time, just like growing and stuff was really weird because like it was just like, oh yeah, I wore this last year, and then you put on pants, and you're like, yeah, that doesn't fit anymore.
No,
they're like capris almost.
Dude, there's still it sounds so bad. I still have some clothes from like high school and shit, like some sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I just need a toss.
Yeah,
but like I wear them to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
They're like they look like almost like capris, or they're just like you see where your like sock line is, and like I'm like, dude, this is fucking awful.
Dude, I mean, believe it or not, I used to have like I kept the same clothes only because like I did grow a lot more, but like since I was such a bigger kid, I was already wearing like extra large
same
stuff.
size t-shirts.
Yeah, so I was still like, now I'm wearing like 2X's and everything, but other than that,
you're a little big boy.
Yeah, towards
big boy.
Towards the end, yeah, that was yeah, I just started working out one day, and I was like, man, I could really like do something with this because I really liked it, and a lot of people were like, oh, you have to like make it a routine, and it takes like a long time for it to become a routine.
Yeah,
but
that's why I don't work out.
Yeah, but for me, it was just kind of, I don't want to say natural, but it was just like I finished sports.
You have that natural build. That's how I am too. Like if I go work out for a month straight, it looks like I worked out for 5 years. Like we have that same type of build, and it's just so hard for me to get to that spot where I could, because I mean my daily routine basically is I go to work, wake up, go to work. I mean I could wake up earlier, but at the same time my daily routine doesn't really allow me to get up early.
Oh yeah.
So like I wake up, go to work, either come here or go to my house, work on the podcast, because I like having like a good work-life balance. So it's podcast, hanging out with Faith. I go home or she leaves my house. I'm drawing stupid fucking Pokemon that I'm almost done with. And then I wait till midnight to post it. I try to post every night at midnight.
Yeah.
Usually on the weekends it's later. But then I go to bed. Like and it repeats.
Yeah, man. There was a time, like, I don't really know how much this shows my dedication, but there was a time I was working as an EMT, and I would work like 7 to 7s, 8 to 8s, and I was living at my grandma's house at the time. So I'd get up at like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Make sure I would just take what time I started, subtract it by 4. That's the time I'd get up. I'd have an hour to eat and go to the gym, 2 hours at the gym, and then it gave me enough time to shower and eat before I went to work.
Nah, see, I like my sleep.
Yeah.
I like my sleep way too much.
It was definitely, that summer was probably the hardest summer because I felt like the most secluded just because like I took so much time working about 60 hours a week, doing that on top of it. And
those are long days, man.
Oh, yeah.
Those are fucking long days.
Oh, yeah. But sometimes it kind of just came like second nature, almost like numb to the feeling of like, okay.
Yeah,
yep.
it becomes your life, basically. Like, that's just
Yeah.
what you do every day. Like,
Yeah.
you wake up, go to the gym, come home, go to work, come home, go to bed, wake up, do the same thing over and over again. It's just, that was just your daily routine.
Yeah. Yeah, it was almost like, kind of like I said, numbing, where it was just like, oh yeah, I'd get home at like 9:30 after working a 12-hour shift. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, cool, got to wake up at 4 o'clock the next day, do it all over again.
And then that schedule, it's a perfect segue. That schedule probably helped you out when you joined the National Guard.
Oh yeah, that's actually what, it kind of like came, that's what it came from, definitely.
Talk about the, how did you, like, why did you want to go into the National Guard? Like, how did that process all happen? Like, what did you have to do for all that?
Yeah, so my initial idea was, my brother was in the National Guard first. He kind of joined 2 years before I did, after he graduated. And I kind of saw him, he was like going to school as well. And I was like, I don't really know about school, but I was kind of just trying to figure a few things out, like towards going into senior year, the end of junior year. And I was just kind of like, I sat down and I was just like, well, what do I want to do? And like a big thing was like, I've always liked helping people. I just like to, even if people don't see me helping them or something, like that was a big thing. So I know joining was something I've always thought about, but I never really knew what job until I kind of started talking to some of the recruiters. And they were just like, well, like, do you have anything that you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, but I just like helping people. And they were like, have you ever thought about being like a combat medic? And I've never heard of this before. Obviously, I've seen like Hacksaw Ridge with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
When he won't shoot a gun.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Probably one of my favorite movies. And now it kind of like makes sense and seems corny. But no, I kind of thought about it and I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go for it. And I still do that through the National Guard. And yeah, it's really nice.
You know what's crazy? On-site medics for, like, say, like, you get deployed somewhere because you have the chance to get deployed, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a war crime, or at least it was back in the day. It was a war crime to shoot a medic.
Yeah. So that's why they still have, like, tags on certain vehicles and stuff like that, is because it's kind of like grandfathered in almost. I don't know how it is now, but that's kind of like the same thing like back in the Civil War where you like can't shoot the general or something like that. But yeah, I could definitely understand that because even as training for that, you kind of like understand that you have to help your brothers and sisters, normal civilians.
Yep.
And then like even some people.
Even the opposing country you're in, you're helping those people too. You're doing everything.
Yeah. Which I could definitely understand because, I mean, we're kind of just all out there.
Yeah.
And it's just people disagreeing and stuff.
Now, when you first initially got in, did you have to go through boot camp like any other of the armed forces? Or, like, did you have to, like, go in for, like, how many weeks was it? Like 8 weeks or something? Yeah,
so the Army's basic training is for active Army, Army Reserves, and the Army National Guard. So, yeah, I went through, it is 9 weeks of, like, actual training, but it's 10 weeks altogether because you have, like, the first week is just paperwork. When I went, Dude, it was shitty. It was like January.
Oh.
I was in Oklahoma. It was cold.
Cold in Oklahoma?
Dude, so yeah, we actually got stuck at the airport for like, I think it was like 3 days because we got snowed in. It was like -5. We did a lot of field training stuff where it was like -5. The water was frozen. Yeah, man, it definitely was like hard at the time, but at the same time, like going through the summer when it's like 105, because that's what my brother did, and he said it was like just as worse because you never really have
There's not a happy medium.
No, there's like really no perfect time to go because like there was 1 week we were out in the field, it was probably -3 to like 20 degrees.
Oh,
And then the next week after that, the high was like 65, 70.
gross.
Yeah. And we were just out in open fields just training. So there wasn't really no like trees or anything to like block out the wind or anything like that to keep it warmer. So
And what?
yeah, you just had to embrace it.
What? Because I've actually never even asked this question to anyone in the armed forces, and I have a whole bunch of people that I know that are one in my family or my friends that are in it. What do you do at this boot camp?
Mm-hmm.
Take me like almost. You don't have to get in full detail, but like, what's the step-by-step like timeline for those 10 weeks?
Yeah,
like you said, the first week was paperwork, and then. What were you doing like on field?
So it's like they split it up. Believe it or not, it's red phase, white phase, blue phase. So it's just like red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
So red phase is just like the first 3 weeks. It's they're definitely like the toughest ones because a lot of people come in and they kind of just don't know how to like act, and like so that's kind of where like a lot of like the building blocks start. So that's when someone messes up. It's 2:00 in the morning. You're standing outside freezing. And you're just waiting for a drill sergeant. You're just waiting. They could go inside. You guys figure out what you did yet? Nope. Alrighty. Goes back inside. And they'll just have you stand there because it was so cold. That was like the worst punishment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
What'd you do?
Well, I didn't necessarily do anything. There was one time. You always go in like pairs of 2. So it's called your battle buddy. And you guys would like share a bunk. You guys basically ate together, slept together. He fell asleep while cleaning the bathroom, and drill sergeant comes through the back door because there was 2 entrances, and yeah, he found him.
So you both got in trouble.
No, everybody.
You probably got in trouble from letting him sleep.
Yeah, so I was at the front desk because we're supposed to do like fire guard watch. So if they were supposed to come through the front door, but there was a few of them that like to just see if you could find them, and there'd be one that would like sneak through the back door and crawl through underneath all the bunks. Like there's 60 at the time when I was going. There was like an influx. So there was about 64 dudes sleeping in one giant bed area.
Damn.
Yeah. So you just crawled through.
That had to be musty as shit.
Yeah. And we just had to just keep
sardine it out.
Yeah, keep looking back and forth. Make sure he wasn't showing up, especially when he was like on shift that night. Everybody had to be prepared. Always looking back and forth. And if you got to the front desk and you didn't see him, everybody was going downstairs.
Oh.
It was never during that phase, and even like the entirety of basic training. A lot of it wasn't necessarily like, oh, you messed up. You and your battle buddy have to come see me. It's all right. Everybody falling. You stand in formation. This guy messed up, so let's show him how we fix it. And then, so they started doing like rules now, where it's like during like those first 3 weeks, you can only make them do like 5 4-count push-ups, which is like 2 push-ups counts as 1. So you do 10 push-ups. But that wasn't even the hardest part. They'd make you wait a minute in between each push-up.
Oh,
so you're down for about 5 minutes.
Oh, on the down they make you wait?
Yeah, they'd make you wait on the down. You just be in the push-up position. They'd make you stay there. There was really no time limit on that either. But yeah, during my during when I went through, I think was like the last to get kind of that brutalness.
Really?
Yeah. So
they dimmed it down?
I wouldn't say they dimmed it down, but they used to have
They changed it up.
Yeah. So it was like shark attack was like a big thing. So like the first week after paperwork and stuff, we'd be either put on a bus, or since my kind of like area that I was going to was so close, they made us walk. So I was carrying like 4 bags. Like I had a personal bag that I brought with me for like overnights and whatever. and then they gave me 2 duffel bags and then a laundry bag, and we had to fill it the right way.
Oh yeah, you had to. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
so-
seen those videos on like TikTok and shit.
Yeah, so they make you take everything out of your bags, and they tell you how to put everything in your bag. And then with us, we didn't really know where we were going. We kind of heard of it, but I mean, we were told, but since we only knew like the specific area, like A to B, so we'd go there. We'd be in like the Bay Area over there, and then we'd go do paperwork, and then we'd come back, or we'd go get food, and then we would come back. So we never really saw outside of that until like mine was the second week, because I got held over because of how many people were in. I had to go through paperwork week like twice.
Gross.
Yeah. So during that second week, I was mostly just in the barbershop, kind of just sweeping up hair, because that was probably
Yeah, because you had to get your hair cut.
yeah, that was definitely I don't want to say the funniest, but that's like where you see a lot of souls break instantly, where you see dudes come in with like
long
luscious locks like yours, and they're just like, okay, 0 right down the middle first. Oh yeah, he was about 80 years old, and he absolutely loved it.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, the first 3 weeks was definitely more challenging. And then after that was whiteface. So then it's a lot of like marksman stuff.
Shooting.
Yeah. So it'd be out the field, like out in the ranges every day. You would learn how to shoot. You learn how to point. You learn how to like all your breathing, all your form.
You learn how to assemble and deassemble.
Oh yeah. That was like the biggest thing, which I kind of liked, because it's like it makes sense. You need to know how it works before you're gonna use it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah, like if you have equipment and you don't know how to use it, what's the point of you having the equipment?
You're fucked if there's something going wrong.
Yeah. So that was like the most efficient part, because there was like so many people, and we had to qualify twice. So we had to do just like normal iron sights, and then there was like an optic that they put on that we had to qualify with again. In those 3 weeks was like white phase, but then the first week of blue phase as well was like
What kind of sights?
close quarter. So it's just
Was that like an ACOG?
yeah. So
Okay.
they would have
Like a 3/4 zoom?
yeah. But yeah, it was I kind of like that part, just because like you're in your own element and you're out there. But also when it's like 30 degrees outside, you can't feel your fingers.
And you're shooting.
You can barely see. It's
Yeah.
snowing sideways. So it's like, all right, well, you just got to figure it out.
Do you have, or was there anyone that you saw like did not finish?
Oh, yeah, man.
People,
there was
people getting sent home and shit?
yeah, there was a few people that so if you don't qualify, or you don't like pass your PT test, they'll do a few things. So they'll either recycle you, so you have to like start all over again, which we had some in like my training unit as well. We had about 4 or 5 that just were recycles for whatever reason. Or there were some people that just like left on medical leave. So the biggest one was like the dead man's profile, which is basically that's what we called it.
Was it
Amongst-
AWOL?
No, not really. So dead man's profile is basically like you can't do anything. So you just stand there and just weapon guard like all the weapons when we'd like go inside and eat, and then they'd let you eat. But like, yeah, you couldn't do anything. They couldn't make you do any corrective actions, which was like smoking, but they changed it to a nicer term. So there was a few of those. A lot of people got out on like, I don't know, like kidney stones.
You could get sent home for.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, my
Oh, yeah.
family would not last. They get kidney stones all the damn time.
No, man, it's gotten.
Like sent home for good.
Yeah, no, so they would kind of just like, you have 1 or 2 options. You can either wait it out, or you are going to get sent home. And then a lot of people are like, well, if I wait it out, they're in, basically like no contact with your family. No, like you get your phones when they get their phones. It's not you just chilling in the back, doing whatever you want for, 4 or 5 weeks until you get recycled to another like unit, or they'll just send you home and try again later. But for a lot of that, if it was like the medical leave stuff where they were like, yeah, you have to go home, that you can no longer like join unless you have
Yeah, you
the
can't join
paperwork.
anything after that, right?
Yeah. So from what I know, yeah. But like a lot of the times people go in They just don't like it, get out on med leave, and they don't even try to get back in.
Now, I'm trying, like, I have, like, just for myself, I have no reason, like, I don't want to go into the service, but I've always been curious because I had reconstructive jaw surgery.
Yeah.
Do I even qualify?
Yeah, so now it's kind of gotten...
Has it gotten more lenient?
No, I wouldn't say lenient. If anything, it got opposite. So they used to have it to where they would just go off your word. So it's like, oh, it looks like you got stitches. You ever go to a hospital? Because then you need paperwork. A lot of people are just like, nope, never had surgery, never got sick, never been to a hospital, never been to an urgent care, never used my parents' insurance, never had braces. Because then you need to know paperwork.
Yeah.
Now, I think they switched it over to where they'll have the paperwork for them, so people are more open about it, but then also it's gotten more strict for people to join. So like people that have like, I don't know, you tear an ACL and you have to have surgery, they see that now. Because I had a few buddies that were kind of like, well, tore my ACL, I lied to get here. I had nothing else going for me because they were going to go play college sports or something, or and they were like, yeah, I kind of did that, it's over. Time to start a new life, really.
Yeah, because I had a buddy who, I'm pretty sure he joined the National Guard. He's a couple years older than me. He bowled with me.
Yeah.
He is a cop in Wisconsin now, but he was, I think he's considered in National Guard.
Okay.
Because that's the first time I've ever heard of him, like National Guard.
Yeah.
Like you kind of just go there every once in a while. Like it's not like a active duty thing.
No, not really. I mean, we do deploy. So, like, even though I'm in the National Guard, I deployed in Indiana. It was like I was activated. So, with me being a medic during COVID, I'd be, like, stationed to do, like COVID testings. And then, I would, like, move around and do, like, COVID vaccine spots and stuff. And, it was really nice. Kind of just...
It had to be chill, though. It was probably scary, but it was... Well, I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was kind of nice. And it was also just kind of cool to just travel around the state of Indiana. I wasn't really doing too much.
Oh, they had you all over the state?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just like you weren't like stationed at like one county. You were all over?
Yeah, no. So there was 1 week we'd go from like northern Indiana in like towards Michigan. And then we'd go all the way down to like outside of Indy, south of Indy. We'd go all the way to Bloomington. We'd go back up to the Gary area. And we kind of just do that. We stay there like 1 week or 2 weeks at a time.
Move around. That's cool.
Yeah. No,
because it's laid back.
Yeah. No, it was definitely nice because it just gave me a chance.
Now, what would happen if you guys got sick? Did you guys just get sent home, or what was the situation with that?
Yeah. So they would kind of like make you do a COVID test, obviously.
Every day you probably had to take one.
No, actually. So it was basically just like when we got sick, and then they had this time where if you had the like it was mandatory for us to.
Oh, you had to have the vaccine.
So you had to have the vaccine, which I mean.
We had to do that in college too.
Yeah, I mean one way or another. I mean, they've given me like 90 different shots while I was in there. So like the COVID vaccine was like the least of my worries, to be honest.
What kind of shots are they giving you? Like tetanus, rabies?
Yeah, penicillin. You ever hear about? So they call it the peanut butter shot, and it's in like you just pick an ass cheek, and they're just like, all right, and it feels like like peanut butter. It
feels like peanut butter.
Yeah. So
how does something feel? How does a shot feel like?
So
peanut
it's
butter?
the consistency.
Yeah. That's thick.
Yeah, dude. No, but
you must have been hurting after that.
Oh yeah. I mean it's only like 1 or 2 days, and then after that, but that's like the big one that no matter, everybody gets it. Because like there's some people that have shots like on file or whatever, but for some people that just kind of say, nope, never been to a doctor, never been vaccinated, already need all these. Okay. And you just go down the line, and they would just, all right, what are you here for? Okay. Well, this is what you're getting. Okay. Go to the next person. All right, this is what you're getting at this one. Sign it off. Sign it off. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, basic training was, I definitely liked it. It gave me some type of structure.
Oh, definitely. Because you didn't mention one of the things that I don't know if, it probably was so you had to make your bed every day a certain way, or else you got reprimanded and shit.
Oh, yeah. It was, it was kind of like it was called hospital corners.
Yeah.
So you have to fold it, and like the crease of it has to be a 45-degree angle, the right way. And
if it's off, just slight
yeah.
bit.
You had to fold the top of your comforter, which is not even a comforter. It's like
A sheet.
Yeah, it's like entirely wool. It makes you feel like something's crawling on you.
Oh.
Yeah.
How are the cot? Are they like decent? Like the cots or the beds?
For me, it wasn't too bad. It was a little small for me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there'd be sometimes I'd wake up with a cramp and my leg was stuck in between like the bars. So I'm just laying there.
They wouldn't like notice how your structure is and be like, he needs a longer bed.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Give me a queen size bed?
No, just a longer bed.
No, they didn't have that. They cut it all the same way. They made them all the same way. You slept, and everybody else the same way they slept.
Wow.
Oh yeah, but yeah, and it definitely gave me some structure. And then once you graduate, so there's a few classes where you can so you have a few different jobs that it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like you're there for like the entirety, start to finish, from like when you do basic training, and then you'll go with the same class to do like your advanced training for what field you're going into. So like the infantry, they'll be there for like 16 weeks or 18 weeks, I think. Just all same people, everybody, same day, 18 weeks. For mine was a little different because I went to basic training, and then since I couldn't go to basic training where I was doing like my secondary school, I had to travel down to Texas, which seems bad, but
It was probably nice out there. When did you go?
oh yeah, I went from March to July.
Oh, I mean, March probably was nice.
Yeah,
July
no,
was
March
probably ass.
March was pretty humid. It was like 70 degrees, but it was like 90% humidity.
Ugh.
So we'd be running, and it feels good, but like for some reason, you're just like
Dying.
yeah.
Yeah. I've been to Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were around the San Antonio area.
Oh, and that's all humid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
So it was
rough.
bad. But I mean, when you got like weekend passes and you were able to like level up. So like when we got there, it was black phase or phase 4, and then phase 5, and then phase 5 plus would give us like weekend passes.
Dude, that's like a subscription to like Disney Plus.
Yeah. So we had to like progress. So with me, the first half was an EMT course. So the reason why I worked as an EMT is because I got nationally certified through the Army, which was really nice. Didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we did kind of like our field training, like our combat medic training specifically. But they wanted everybody to be certified, especially for National Guard. It was like a lot nicer because we were able to use it on the outside. Like if you went active as a medic, you could be working as just like a nurse's assistant in a hospital, or you're just in the field, or you're just kind of working what they would call like a sick hall on a basic training campus.
That's sick.
Yeah. So with that, there's like a lot of variations. You can like get your flight, become a flight medic. So
That's sick. Like you could almost be like a paratrooper.
Yeah, kind of. So they really opened it up, and now they started doing like paramedic classes as well through the military. So yeah, man, it's just like being an EMT on the outside. You could really grow through it and kind of just, wherever you end up is kind of your decision.
And it's a huge on resumes.
Oh yeah,
huge on resumes.
Oh yeah.
And are you considered is National Guard considered veteran status too?
Yeah, kind of. So
because you just signed a new contract with them, right?
Oh yeah. So
you're in for another how many years?
About 3. Yeah.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad. I mean, I like it.
Yeah. How many times do you actually go out and train? How many times a year?
Oh, so we go once a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we'll go like 3 days out of the month mostly because a lot of times we like to do like field training and stuff.
I thought it was like every like or maybe like 4 or 5 times a year.
No, so
for
it's
a couple days.
Yeah, so it's once a month, 3 days. It's supposed to be like 2 or 3 days, but if you're like in a field training like unit, which like I'm attached to, it would be 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you do 2 weeks out of the year. So it's most of the time it's during like the summer. Because like a lot of people like
do you have to stay out there with them, or do you just get like a hotel or?
Oh no, dude. I stay out there. So towards the end of the night when like training's done, a lot of people like to go back. But the way they bond out there, especially like in the infantry,
yeah.
as soon as you like get out there, you start to become like one of them.
It's like a family thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's more of a so they kind of know you, they feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
And they're just like
That camaraderie, that
yeah, absolutely.
the brother and sisterhood, because it's men and female.
Oh yeah.
That has to be so cool seeing just everyone just like getting the shit done.
Oh yeah, dude. They're in it, and it's a lot of fun even when you're like participating, because like this sounds crazy, but it makes time go by faster.
Oh, yeah.
So you're running lanes and you're out there and it feels like 15 minutes, and then you go back and you look at your phone, you've been out there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's almost lunchtime.
Well, it's like a work day. If you're not doing shit at work, it's just
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
go
you're-
by so slow.
you're
But
just
if you're
standing there.
grinding, dude, it's
getting stuff done.
boom, done.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more fun, and overall you kind of like benefit from it, because like you start learning stuff with them, because like if we were to get deployed and you were attached to one of those units and you don't know how they operate, it's like starting from scratch.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it during training, it makes it a lot easier if you ever have to get called out to be deployed.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah,
like
dude.
it's so cool.
Mhm.
Like I mean, you're now the second person I know that's been in the National Guard,
Mhm.
and you're currently still in it. I don't know about my other buddy. I haven't talked to him since high school.
Mhm.
But let's turn the clocks back a little bit.
Yep.
2020.
Yeah.
How did you're getting married
Yeah, I'm
in
getting
a
married.
few months here?
Oh yeah.
How did you meet your fiance, and how did that all go down?
So it was really weird. So kind of like a backstory on that is, I originally lived in Illinois. So it
Where?
was kind of like a south suburb area, kind of like right before Chicago Heights. It's called Calumet City. It's like right across
Oh,
the board.
yeah, I know Calumet City, yeah.
Yeah, so I lived out there for a few years, and then my mom worked at some church as like a youth director for like daycare. And I met this guy. His name was Sean, and I knew Sean all the way up to like 5th grade, and then we kind of just didn't keep in touch as much. And then there was one time, it was 2019, and I was just talking to him. We started hanging out, and then later goes by towards April. I just saw, honestly, I met Sarah on Tinder, so I was just kind of going.
I met Faith on Bumble.
Yeah.
So
So I was so I met her, and I just started talking to her, and then once kind of like some of the restrictions let up a little bit, I went to go see her, and I think I posted something on my Snapchat, or she posted something on hers, and then like an hour later, my friend Sean texted me that I haven't seen in years, up until like seeing him in September. He's like, "Did you know her?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." But no, it was great. I was working, so like the whole thing of meeting her, I found her on Tinder, and then I was working a shift in the ambulance. And they called me like 3 hours before. They're like, "Hey, you want to work extra hours?" I was like, "Sure, might as well." It was overnight. And during that time, there wasn't really too much going on other than like hospital visits and stuff. So yeah, when you're bored and you're 18 years old, what do you do? Just single, 18 years old. Yeah. So we matched, and I didn't even notice until it was like 3:00 in the morning. My phone lights up, and it's like, "You got a match." And she texted me first.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so it was
That
like,
never happens.
no, man, I was kind of,
Do you know what I found out about when Faith swiped on me?
what?
They were playing fucking Bumble Roulette. Like, I was just a game.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty messed up, ain't
Hey,
it?
you can laugh at them now, because
Yeah,
look
I know.
where you're at.
Yeah. Well, continue.
Yeah. So, I can't even remember what she said. She said something like, "Hey," and it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm tired.
If someone's texting you at 3:00 in the morning,
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So I'm like, what's going on? So
like, bow, chicka, wow, wow.
So my first response, she said something. My first response, and I remember what I said. I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing up at 4 a.m.?" And that was like the first thing I said. And then after that, during COVID, I was still like going to school, kind of. It was like online. I didn't really like it.
It was awful.
Yeah, so grades started slipping.
That was my senior year, dude. It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, during that time, I was on the phone with her there was a time where we'd be on the phone for like 20 hours at a time.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, my phone was plugged in. I think my phone was breaking because of like how much, it was like hot. Like you could probably cook an egg on the back of my phone. Because I'd keep it on the charger and it would like lower battery percentage. Like it got bad.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
You ever tell her like, yo, like, let my phone breathe?
Yeah, no. Because I mean, what else was I supposed to? I mean, I worked. But
Yeah.
then other than that, I mean, I was only working part-time because I was in school. But like at that time, I was like, I don't want to do either. So I was kind of being lazy. I'm not going to lie.
Well,
like,
that's what COVID was for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other thing I used it for was me and my friends would get on, and I think it was Modern Warfare during that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't play video games. I was never like a big video game kid. But my friend was like, all right, we have nothing else to do. You just want to download the game. I think at the time it was like 50% off or something.
Dude, Modern Warfare probably had one of the most, or probably the best sales because that was the only thing you could do. And then Black Ops, Cold War Black Ops came out.
Yeah.
And that one blew up too just because it's COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, like, because, like, yeah, I was never a video games type kid. Like, I would play, like, NCAA when they had it, and they're bringing it back, kind of excited. But, yeah, I'd only play, like, football or, like, baseball or, like, even, like, 2K, stuff like that. But I'd never really play, like, first-person shooters or stuff like that.
I was a COD kid growing up, but that sports games, I was a big Minecraft kid.
Oh, like, yeah, me too.
When Minecraft came out for the 360,
yeah,
downloaded it the same day.
Yeah.
First day out, playing it, and then I played. Did you have Xbox or PS3?
I had a PS3. Yeah, I know.
You never experienced Fortress Craft.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of it. I've a.
It was
a
Creative Minecraft before Minecraft came out for the Xbox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just during that time didn't do anything, but yeah, I talked to her just about every day when it lifted up. It was actually like her birthday weekend, and it's funny because like all of her friends were like, "No, like she needs to spend time with us," and I was like, "Screw it, I'm going out there. You can't
do it.
You can't stop me. You already gave me the address. What do you want me to do?" Yeah. Yeah, I mean it worked out, but yeah, after that we kind of just started talking in June, like so 2 months later when like the majority of like the restrictions in our area was lifted.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, you know, everything was going so well. And it felt like I was talking to her for like months and months because when you only talk to someone
for that long of a time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It felt like, you know, we've known each other for more than just 2 months.
It's like those like reality dating shows when you're with them 24/7 for like 2 months or a month at a time. It feels like they've been together for years because that's all they're doing. Yeah.
So you kind of, during that time, I was able to like know what type, like the type of person Sarah was. And I was just like, you know, I didn't really know what I could see, but I saw something. So I was just like, in June, I was like, you know, we've been talking. You want to like start officially dating? Obviously, she said yes, or else I wouldn't be talking about it now. But yeah, we're going on 4 years. I think August of 22, she decided to move down with me to school. And May of 23, so last year, I proposed.
That's right, man. I remember that phone call because that's kind of like right around when me and Faith started dating.
Yeah.
And I was still new, and you get a phone. Faith gets a phone call. I'm like, who's calling you?
Yeah.
It's like, it's Sam. I'm like, oh, what does he want? And answer it, and you say, I'm like, oh, this is something I can't repeat.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, zip it.
Yeah. No, man, I'll tell you what, actually...
How nervous were you?
I was actually, like, leading up to it, wasn't nervous at all. And then, so we did, like, family pictures and stuff for, like, my family. And...
Because your family moved down to Florida. Were you staying with them at the time?
Yeah, so, like, so, at that point, like, we do, like, family, like, big group family vacations. Because I have other siblings that, like, don't live there either. So we all, like, planned a trip down there to surprise my dad. And during that time we were taking like family photos. Like my mom had everything set up. I was and I told her, I was like, what if I just turn them into proposal pictures? And she loved the idea, so she told the I think video photographer.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, he wants to add this in as well. And she was more than happy to just be like, yeah, that's fine. You know, we won't even charge anything extra because, like, that's a pretty special day.
Yeah.
But, dude, leading up to it, because I got the ring. I'm not going to lie. It was like a Mother's Day sale. It was clutch, dude. But it was honestly to the T of something that, like, I thought that she would expect. And it's kind of just one of those where I saw it and I was looking at other ones and I was just like, no, that's like the one that I want her to wear for the rest of her life. So it was just like great to feel. And I was just like, it was like basically first sight I was looking at and I was like, that might be the one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, but we got the peanut gallery fucking staring at us right
I know.
now. All I can
Giggling
hear
over
is
there.
little giggles.
They love when I just don't talk about it too much because, like,
Well, no, this is what it's for.
yeah.
This is what the pod's for. It's every inch counts. We get deep, dog.
Oh, yeah. You got
'Cause-
to with every inch.
Every inch, you got to get deep.
Exactly. But, dude, leading up, so she was doing some type of work training that weekend, so I went there, and they still had the Mother's Day sale. It was like that Saturday before. So I bought it, and then I kept it there for like a week or so until like we went down to Florida. And then I went back, picked it up, and I hid it in one of my drawers where the handle was broken. So, I mean, it's been broken, so it wasn't anything like out of the
Anything new?
ordinary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, during that time, it was like our first time flying down there. So I had to get the ring through like checks and everything, and it was in my bag. And I don't know if the guy that was like looking at the little x-ray machine saw it, but like I kind of looked at it and I started sweating to make sure they didn't want to check my bag. And he looked at me and smiled and said, yeah, you're all good. And I was
That's
like,
awesome. He had to know.
he had to know.
He had to know. Be like,
Hopefully.
I'm going to help this dude out. Like, you're good.
Yeah.
Imagine you had like fucking cocaine in there.
Sir, actually, yeah, you.
Actually, come here. We see this little ring thing right here, but like right next to it, there's like a pound of cocaine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but we got to take you in.
What kind of rocks are these? And you're just standing like,
It's a diamond, I swear.
yeah, get the tester. Someone has one. But yeah, no, flying down there with it in my bag, like I was sweating. I think I was sweating more during then than actually proposing.
Well, plus you got to add in the plane ride. I don't think you can't not sweat when you're on a plane.
No, dude, because like towards the end of that flight, I was like, okay, yeah, we're about to land, and for whatever reason, when it like hits the ground, it like skips almost, and it's like a big jump. I don't really fly much, so, and it was her first time flying, so I never really like experienced that. And then I just look at her and I was just like, what if the wheels fell off? And then the lady was like, oh, don't worry, that was like one of the better ones. And we kind of looked at each other like, was it doing backflips or something down the runway? What's going on?
I've had a couple rough landings in airplanes.
Yeah.
I've flown in planes. Well, actually, more recently than like my entire life. Literally within the past like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I've only flown in a plane once when I was like 4 or 5 going to Disney.
Yeah.
But then after that, never went on a flight until I was 19.
Yeah.
And then we went because we went to Vegas, Florida. I went to, just pretty much Vegas and Florida.
Yeah.
I've only flown to.
My first flight was to basic training, believe it or not. There was like a lot of us too. I mean, doing that, you kind of just like in the service. A lot of people don't come from like good lives where they're like, oh yeah, I flew first class, but like I decided to like rough it for 4 years. No, you don't really get that. It's a lot of people that like, especially at like O'Hare. I found a group of guys. There was actually one guy that I started talking to because we had a mutual friend. And yeah, a lot of us were just sitting there and waiting, and we were just talking. And I was like, to be honest, Wells, I've never been on a flight before. Half of them were like, yeah, neither have we, but it's okay. And so I was like, yeah.
You could hold my hand.
But yeah, no, the flying's just, I don't know. I've never trusted flying. I guess just because like growing up, my family was always like, get in the van. You're just like, you're driving 15 hours. Because it's for the experience.
Yeah.
Going through Tennessee and
Dude, we drove from my house to Dallas.
Yeah.
And drove back.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That was a little rough. And then in high school, my senior year, we drove from the high school.
Yeah.
to Gulf Shores, Alabama,
Oh,
in the school athletic buses.
Yeah.
Like the small buses.
yeah, like the tennis team
Yeah.
buses. Yeah.
We did that for a baseball tournament, man. We
Yeah.
drove. We stayed in Alabama, but like the way it took us to Florida, and we had to drive on that
Through Florida.
into there. But anyways, let's try not to get off topic because I want to know more about this engagement and about the future
Yeah.
with this. So, you're on the plane.
Yeah.
What happens after you guys land?
So we land, and it was kind of like a smaller airport. I mean, there was me, Sarah, and then my older sister, and then her husband. We were all flying down, and yeah, we can't afford like first class or Delta or nothing.
No.
So we found this. I don't really know. Like it's not lower class, but it's just like it's one plane, and it has all seats together. It was just like not lower quality, but it was just like a cheaper option to get down there. And I only flew like every so often. So during that time, we were there for like, I think 7 or 10 days in between flights, which was fine. But
did anyone not know you were proposing?
Oh yeah, my
Sarah,
my younger sister.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so she talks to Sarah all the time, and they would just like talk. I wouldn't even know. They're like, "Oh yeah, we've been talking for like the past few months." So I never told her because a lot of times, sometimes she says something just like in excitement for pictures and like kind of like hints at something. So I was like, "Yeah, we're not telling her either," because it would have just been like
she would have spoiled it.
Yeah, because it was raining. Dude, that was like the other thing too. Like I thought it was going to be like so perfect. We took pictures on the beach and we got out there and it was like torrential downpouring. Like it was pretty bad. Like you could have thought we just like all jumped in the ocean and then just got out for family photos.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, quite. Yeah.
Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes of good weather and then you could just rain it all down.
Yeah. I didn't even have a comb either, so like all my hair's in my face.
Those pictures are funny as hell with your hair.
Oh yeah, no,
look like Johnny Test.
Yeah, so it was. I was already starting to like overthink everything. I'm like, oh, I don't know, because like even like the photographer and videographer were like, yeah, it's getting really bad. We don't know if we can like do it today. What about this day? And we were leaving the day before that. I think it was like that Monday, and we were leaving Sunday. So they were like, I told my mom, like, I need these videos done. I don't care if we just go out and take pictures or whatever, but yeah, I'd like to have them done. I don't know how it happened, but there was just like a 15-minute clear, where it like lined up a little bit, and we got all of them done. Like this is a family originally of 9 with 4 extra people. Like my brother and his wife were doing photos, and my sister and her husband were doing photos. So, yeah, there was just like a whole bunch of photos that needed to get done in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you got it done in that window?
Yeah, we got it done, thankfully. And then I think the nicest thing is they kind of allowed us to go like second. So it was starting to like, it was like in the part where it was like, okay, we're definitely clearing
up. Yeah, because if you
soon.
go last,
yeah,
one, the weather might fuck up.
Yeah.
2, like, why are we going last?
Yeah. So,
or if you go first, same thing. Why are we going first?
Yeah. So it was kind of, it was nice because it was kind of like lighting it up a lot. So, they were just like taking pictures, and it was just like cute pictures. And then just like all of a sudden, just like I turned to her and I started talking to her, and I was just like,
did you cry?
No, it was just the rain coming down. No, I definitely did.
Be a man, say you cried.
Yeah, I cried.
I'm probably gonna cry when I do it.
Oh yeah. No, it's definitely an experience because it's happening, and you just have to. It's like the anticipation's building up, and then all of a sudden it happens. And I think the one thing, because like she just had some sort of feeling. I feel like she knew that something was going to happen.
I feel like females have that like
instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like no matter what, you could try anything in the book.
Yeah.
And like a few months down the line, they'll be like, yeah, I knew you were going to do that then.
Yeah.
I'm like, bull fucking shit.
Yeah. But so.
They have some unagi or something up there.
So so I feel like she had a feeling. So we had to throw another curveball, and her mom, sister, and then nephew all came down for it as well, which she didn't really expect, because it was really like the day the day of, they got a flight in, and they landed at like 6:30, staying with her aunt. And
Did she know that they
no,
were there?
she had no idea.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I can't.
Production.
Yeah, they said something like something wasn't working, or they just had like a busy day and they couldn't talk on the phone or anything, or it was because like they were flying, or they were just like getting to her aunt's house or like getting ready. So I was talking to her mom through like the whole thing. I was just like, hey, just let me know when you land. And she's like, okay, where are you guys going? And she had so I told her in the time, and she had the same issue of like, well, it's supposed to rain, but I mean, and that's the other thing too, like her family just like took the time out of their like normal lives to like fly down and watch it happen. So like I wasn't taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
Either. I'll do it in a Wendy's parking lot if I have to. I didn't care because.
Imagine those pictures.
Oh yeah, with a 4-for-4 or her biggie bag.
Get a biggie bag and a 4-for-4, man. That'd be perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, it was quite an experience, and it's just also, besides it being on the beach and stuff, like it's memorable, and it was raining, and it was just like awful because it was also like kind of humid as well, so like our hair's just going everywhere, and like
you're throwing out.
Yeah, kind of.
Yep.
So it was just like a great experience, and it's definitely like memorable, which like I definitely wanted, but like even more so now.
It's a great story.
Oh yeah.
It's like you have a shitty day outside, and you had to get this thing done.
Yeah.
And I know you're strong with your faith.
Oh yeah.
It's like God telling you like He's giving you this gift to do it right now.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty cool because I mean I'm not really religious.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what to believe in and whatnot. I mean I go to church every once in a while with the family.
Yeah.
But still don't really know.
Yeah.
But there was definitely something fucking watching over you that day. I was this is gonna fucking happen.
Absolutely. And that's the one thing too. It's like you can ask anybody, and if they like tell you like, oh yeah, I know. How do you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I completely understand that, and even like being, because like I kind of like just like got back into my faith after like a few years, and I don't want to say I'm taking it seriously, but like I definitely am.
You're taking it more seriously than you did.
Yeah, because like going through high school and like mission,
it's hard.
Yeah, mission trips and stuff, and then you just have kind of like the world surrounding you, almost telling you like what you need to be, and like they expect so much out of you.
I think that's why I never like got involved.
Yeah,
because I'm not baptized. Never went to CCD. Never did any of that stuff.
Yeah,
honestly, the first time I stepped foot in a church, I was probably like 14, 15.
Oh yeah.
And that was just because the girl I was dating at the time had a youth group. And she asked me to come. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll come hang out with you and all that stuff. Definitely did not belong there. Yeah. Because all I was doing was trying to like get all up on her. But,
yeah. I get you.
But after that, the next time I was at a church was with Faith and her family. Literally, that's my church experience.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's it's a lot. There's definitely questions out there. Even some people, like that's why it's called faith.
Yep.
Because like unless you have like encounterments, like there's like a lot of people where there was like I saw this movie and there was a kid that like died on a table for like 20 minutes, and then and he like saw Jesus and like the archangels and stuff like that, and just like saw his grandparents and stuff up there, like big believing family. And he came down and kind of just like told his family about it, like exactly. And yeah, you just have to, and that's what faith is.
Yep.
Because like you can know people, like, and that's the other thing I think about. It's like you can like trust people 100%, but like, do you trust them enough for like that, like almost like a faith thing?
Yeah.
So it's like, there was like an extreme where it was like, you've known your friend for like a long time. Like, how do you know just like one night they're not gonna stab you in your back when you sleep?
Yeah.
Because you've seen them, you know, like you've built up a rapport, a relationship. You've been around them for so long. They love me. They're never gonna do that. So, I mean, I still have questions too, and I've been going through it. I mean, we've kind of just like started our journey together in relationship with Christ, and it's definitely like the strongest we've ever been for the most part. I mean, I still have a lot of questions because like all the questions I always have is like, why do people that like never do anything wrong always get hurt? Or stuff like that.
Or like my weirdest thing is like if you notice like all your like your best, and it's not with all of them, but a lot of them is like your best athletes or your best producers or your best actors or anyone that famous, like celebrity.
Yeah.
It seems like they've either lost both their parents or one of their parents. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, it could be a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It could be like anything. It just seems like if you lose someone who like from death, it just seems like something destines you to achieve the unthinkable. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I think about it all the time.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. Where it's kind of like you do see a lot of those, and like obviously now it's like a lot of stuff is like going around about that, especially like Ryan Garcia coming out saying everything he said.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I just think, you know, a lot of people have questions, but also they kind of just, they're not in denial about it, because a lot, like even if they just kind of are like agnostic or just like questioning, they're like, oh, there's something out there, and they're like, well, how can you like believe, or like how do you base your faith? And it's like the same thing of like, how do I know Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president? How do I know George Washington was like a 5-star general when that's not a thing? It's because the historical facts and everything that's talked about them is based on the truth, on the history that did happen. So that's kind of like how I went to like restart kind of like my relationship with Christ. And yeah, kind of just going through the 4 books of the gospel and just reading it and just like, I don't know, it's like, it was really weird because like I grew up in church a little bit and stuff like that, but like actually like sitting down and reading it, like they'll get to points where it's like I just like feel something. Like I feel like the Lord is just like watching over me and just kind of, and I just get like I'm even getting it now. I'm getting like goosebumps because there's just like
little goosebumps.
Yeah, dude. Just because of like, yeah, during that time, like before I met Sarah, like I wasn't in a good place and stuff.
That's how I was with faith. Yeah.
So there's like a lot of running away from like my problems and a lot of like rejection in my life. Yeah.
For everything, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it just got to that point in my life, and I had and like I started dating Sarah, and like things were getting better, and then even like down in college, that's actually like where it started. Me and my friend, he's like, there's just like this college ministry that like goes around. It's on Thursdays. Do you want to go? So I was just like, yeah, let's go. And it was, I can't remember what the first kind of like service we went back to was, but like they were kind of like advertising for this Christian conference in Iowa, and we kind of just looked at each other and we were just like, let's go. And from that point, I don't know, it's just been definitely a roller coaster over the past year, but more of like it's just like an unthinkable love. Like, you know, like how much your parents love you and your family loves you.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's just like so much more, where it's like kind of just like this world, like I don't want to say worldly life that I used to live, but definitely I've shied away from it a lot, and I've just like grown a lot out of it. And it's like even now, like stuff that I'd like to do, like when I turned 21, I was like, oh yeah, I want to go to the bars, I want to hang out, I want to have a good time, I want to see my boys, you know, I want to do all this stuff. And after doing that, it's not that I kind of rejected it, I just felt less
attached.
Yeah, it was kind of like a freeing moment, because like, you know, obviously we have a few friends that just like to go out and stuff like that, which is fine, but compared to like where I was, like if I was still in that stage, I'd probably be homeless, to be honest with you.
Trust me, I'm the same way. I used to go out all the fucking time. That's why like when I first started coming around, you know, at the age Faith was, she was 22. When I was 22, that's all I did was go out and party.
Right.
And I literally had a podcast pretty much about partying. And like over the years, I'm just like done with it. Like I was living like a like a rock star lifestyle for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad, and then I decided, you know what, I'm kind of done going out. One, I'm spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm not having fun anymore. Like it's a pain in the ass. It's repetitive, like going to the same bars every week. And it would be like it starts Thursday, it doesn't stop till Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm bowling at the time too, so I'm going out on Saturday night, staying out till 4 a.m, and then having to wake up at 8 o'clock to go bowl in the morning.
Yeah.
It was, oh man, it was brutal.
Yeah,
and
man.
I just I'm like, I'm so done. So when I was coming around from the start, all Faith wanted to do was go out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at first I was going along with it, but then after a while, I'm just like, yo, can we like chill?
Can I sleep, please?
She goes, why? I'm like, you got to remember, I'm
old.
I'm 2 years older
Yeah,
than you.
you're old.
Like,
Now you're old. It's okay. You can say it.
yeah, I'm 25, dog. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you're at the age where I went out and partied.
Mhm.
Like, that's just not my thing anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I'll never go out.
Right. Yeah.
I'm very
the same
picky.
way.
I'm very picky about
Mhm.
where I want to go out though,
Yeah.
because one, I'm not really into big crowds.
No.
I hate big crowds. That's why there's a bar out here that I like going because it's always dead.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. No, I get it, dude. And even like, and it's not like I don't like going out, having a few drinks, that's always fine. But like, I honestly, I kind of like appreciate staying at a house more.
Yep.
Like just like staying at a
Mhm.
house, being in the garage, you and the boys, you're on some like
Listening to
15-year-old,
music.
yeah, like plastic table, playing with cards that are like half eaten by the dog,
Yep.
and just,
They're sticky.
having a good time. Because like even there, just like the environment isn't fueled by alcohol.
Or the scene.
Yeah, it's not. It's just you and your boys having a good
Mhm.
time. And yeah, kind of like how you said, it stopped being fun for me.
Yeah.
And honestly, now I could probably say it, I would rather go to like the youth conference more than going out to a bar. Cuz you would have to drag me out to go to a bar. Like, "Oh no, it's okay. Like, it's a $2 Tuesday. Like, don't worry." Like, and you have class at like 11, so you'll have time to like get up and get ready. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I have to be convinced almost, like,
Yeah.
to just go out. And like sometimes I'll just like, yeah, I'll go out for like, it's only like $2 or $3 for a drink plus tip.
Yeah, like we never in college we never went out
Yeah.
because one, we were stoners.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we did.
Yeah.
We barely drank.
Mm-hmm.
We smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah.
So like we wouldn't go out, but then once I left college, all my buddies live like an hour away from me.
Right.
And where I was working at the time, one, I had to stop smoking.
Mm-hmm.
And two, my job was out by their house. So I would have to come home, shower. If it wasn't planned, I would have to go home, shower, and then drive all the way back out there. I'm like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like, love them to death. They're my boys, but I ain't spending 3 hours almost in a car because I got to deal with traffic on the way home and on the way back. Like, that's not ideal.
No, I get you. I feel that. It's kind of just like, because then also at that time, it's just like, you're putting so much effort to go somewhere for maybe an hour or two.
And at that point,
spending
too,
$50.
yeah. And at that point, too, I'm drinking.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm drinking. Like,
Yeah.
I could put down some beers.
Oh yeah.
And they're not they're not used to it because they were still doing like smoking stuff and all that. So they just get trashed like right away.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
Well, this was a nice
I
30 minutes.
I got to take care of these fuckers now. Like,
Yeah.
I got to go in dad mode and
All right,
make sure they're
fellas.
okay. But yeah, the party scene ain't it, man.
No, it's
Not
not.
anymore.
No.
No.
I don't feel it. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I like just like went through a party scene or something, but I don't know. I always felt, I don't want to say I always felt like out of place at a party, but I feel like the only way it's for like me to get into the party scene is to like, I'd have to drink.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. Like, I know some people that just don't like to drink all too much, and they'll just go and they'll just have like the most fun out of anybody there. And that's kind of like how I'm slowly getting, where it's like, yeah, I don't mind hanging out. Like, I'll go to the bar and everyone's like, do you want a drink?
No.
I'm fine.
I want water.
Because even if you like break it down to like saving money and stuff,
Save a lot of fucking money.
yeah, spending like, I don't know, you get a 6-pack for what now, like $15,
And
depending on what you drink.
Well, now it's not just you drinking too.
Yeah. So
You got to
just
pay
like,
for your fiance shit too. So
Yeah,
that's,
and
that's
she
double.
won't- she
And they're
won't
more
do-
expensive because what do you drink? Beer?
yeah,
Yeah, she's probably drinking those mixed drinks
I'll
that cost like almost $10.
yeah. During that time, I'd be like big Coke and rum, and like $2. It's just like, give me the worst rum ever, and just like put Coke on top of it, and I'm
Yeah.
perfectly okay. She wants like the Crown Royal, and Crown Royal Apple, or like Malibu, or something like that, where it's like,
Top shelf.
yeah, not top shelf, but
Well,
it's like during
High mid.
yeah, where it's
High
like
mid.
oh, that's not a part of the deal. Oh, that's okay. So, but yeah, man, I don't
We're
know.
growing up.
Yeah,
We are growing up.
over the past 3 years, I've just haven't really been in the party scene, which is crazy because like everybody was like, oh yeah,
And you're young. You're what are you, 23?
yeah, I'm about to be 23, 22.
God
still.
damn, I'm fucking old.
Yeah, man. But yeah, everyone's like, oh yeah, go to IU. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna like enjoy life. You're gonna go out. You're gonna go to like Kilroy's and Brothers and stuff. And quite the opposite. I got back into a relationship with God, and honestly,
That's huge.
yeah, I wouldn't change that for the world. And I'm still growing. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, because if anybody
Nobody's
says they're
perfect.
perfect, yeah, that's a lie. 100%. You just lied. So technically,
You're
not perfect.
but you're perfect to me. You know that Pink song? Pretty,
Yeah.
pretty please, don't you ever feel.
Yeah. But
But man, what an episode.
oh yeah, man. No, this is
When you
fun.
come back in town,
Yeah.
I'm going to get you back on again.
Yeah.
Because this is fun.
We'll try to get her involved too.
Yeah, we got
Try to bring her on.
We got to get Sarah on. She's scared.
Yeah, she's over in the peanut gallery right now
So
talking. We might have to
in the
bring her on.
comments section below, throw a "Let's Go Sarah" in the
Oh, yeah.
chat.
I'll put 50 of them down there to start off.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
Bet. All right, man. Let's call it. This was a great episode.
Oh, absolutely.
This is wait, hold on. I've almost forgot the fucking outro.
Oh yeah.
That's what happens when I do two a day. All right,
Call it lacking.
but we're always inching.
Oh yeah.
You're always moving forward, because if you're
Absolutely.
not moving forward, then what are you doing? This is Every Inch Counts. I'm your host, Josh Bogs like Boger, and with my guest,
Sam Smolinski.
and I'm out. See ya.